Today's topic, we're going to discuss some sums from decimal and percentage. So let's begin. First sum that we've got is multiply 0.056 into 100. Over here you can see there are two zeros. Always remember, if we have got any number that is a multiple of 10, that is 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, so on. In that case, what we need to do is only we will shift the decimal places to the right with as many zeros that we have got here, and we do not have to solve the entire sum. Like, we do not have to multiply the sum, we can do it mentally. So let's do it. See, for this particular sum we have got two zeros, so the decimal point is over here. It will shift twice to the right, so my decimal point will move over here. So my answer becomes 5.6. If you write 005.6, it also means the same thing. If you're writing 005.6, it also means the same thing. So there's not an issue. This is the perfect answer. Moving on to the next question, number B. 2.52 into 126. Now this is a simple multiplication sum. So I'll just show you how to do it. Simply multiply 252 and 126. Let's do it and check. See, we've got 252 and 126. If we multiply it, we get 31752. So we can simply write the answer. You'll work it out. 31752. I'm just writing it down. After working out, you get 31752. Now, decimal point, check the decimal places. Here we have got two decimal places, that is two number after the decimal point. Always remember, decimal places means the number of digits we have got after the decimal point. Like in this case, we have got two decimal place. Why? Because we have got two numbers after the decimal point, and in this number we have got nothing such. It actually means 126.0, or there are no decimal places. So in this case, because there are two decimal places here, there also in the answer also there will be two decimal places, so my decimal point will be here. Now if you have got a question like how we have solved this, simple multiplication, I'll show you once. 252 into 126, simply multiply. 6 into 2, that we have got 12. 6 into 5, we have got 30 plus 131. 6 into 2, we have got 12 plus 3, 15. 2 into 2, we have got 4. 5 into 2, we've got 10. 2 into 2, we've got 4 plus 1, that is 5. 2 into 1, we've got 2. So this is the next number. 5 into 1, we've got 5. And 2 into 1, we have got 2. Now simply add. This is 2, 4 plus 1, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 1, 11, and we've got 3. See, 31752. So this is how we have multiplied, simply the normal process that we follow. Only because there is a decimal point over here, that is there are two places here, so we will also do the same thing with the answer. Two decimal places and insert the decimal point here. So the answer is 317.52. Moving on to the next question. See, in the next question we have got 0.007 into 1000. Again, simply it's a mental math sum. You can see there is three zeros. Because there are three zeros, so decimal point will shift thrice to the right. So once, twice and thrice. So my answer becomes 7.0, or you can simply write 7. Doesn't make a difference. It's the same thing. Moving on to the next question. We have got 98.32 into 3.215. So simply multiply these two numbers without considering the decimal point, the first step. So if we multiply 9832 and 3215, the answer that we get is, let's multiply. You know how to multiply, so I'll better do it here. We've got 9832 in 32 into 3215. So we've got 31609,880. 3160980. Let's write it. 3160980. 0980. So this is what the number we have got. Now see, in the question we have got 2 decimal places and here we have got 3 decimal places. So together there are 2 decimal places and 3 decimal places. So together there is 5 decimal places. So see, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So insert the decimal point over here. Let's use a different color like here to make it distinct. So we have got a decimal point here. Okay, so my answer becomes 316.09880. That's it. Moving on to the next question. We've got 7.39 into 12. Simply multiply 7, 3, 9 and 12. We've got 9 into 2, 18. 3 into 2, 6 plus 1, 7. 7 into 2, we've got 14. Here, 9 into 1, we've got 9. 3 into 1, we've got 3. And 7 into 1, we've got 7. Now simply add the numbers. We've got 8. 9 plus 7, we've got 16. 4 plus 1, 5 plus 3, we have got 8. And 7 plus 1, 8. Now see, over here the decimal place is 1, 2. And here there is no decimal place. So in the answer also the decimal place will be 1, 2. So insert a decimal point here. So my answer becomes 88.68. That's it. Moving on to the next question, we have got 4.89 into 0.8. So simply multiply 4.89 with only 8. Okay. Don't consider the decimal point. Just multiply it. We have got 9 into 8, 72. 8 into 8, 64 plus 7, 71. 8 into 4, we have got 32 and plus 7, that is 39. So see, we have got the answer, that is 3912. Now see, the decimal place over here is 1, 2. So 2 decimal place, and here there is only 1 decimal place. So 2 and 1 together is 3. So there will be 3 decimal place. 1, 2, 3. So insert a decimal point at this place. So my answer becomes 3.912. Moving on to the next question. We need to verify these. We've got 2 sides of the equal to. One is the left hand side, another is the right hand side. So for simplicity purpose, we are going to write the left hand side with the red color. So we will write LHS, that is 6.7 into 3.4. Okay, so let's work it out. There are 2 ways in which you can do it. One is you can work this out. If you work it out, it will become 67 into 34, that is 2278. And you can see there are 2 decimal places, one here and one here and here. So because there are 2 decimal places, my decimal point will be inserted here. 2 decimal places. So this is one way you can do this, and also do the same thing with the RHS side as well. So in RHS you have got 67 and 0.34. Again, without considering the decimal place, it is 67 and 34. Again, we will get the same answer, 2278. Now there is 2 decimal places here and no decimal place over here. So total there are 2 decimal places. So in the answer also 1, 2. 2 decimal place. Insert a decimal point at this place. Either you can solve both the ways and do it. There's another way in which you can do it mentally, using a little bit of common sense. That is, you can see in the given question the numbers. First consider the numbers without the decimal place, without the decimal point. So in that case, the first LHS we have got 67 and we have got 34. So we have got this number. And in RHS we have got 67 and 34 if we do not consider the decimal place. So if you can see, both LHS and RHS have got the same number, which means the product will be the same. So these two will be the same. Now we will consider the decimal points. If you consider the decimal point, that is decimal places, you can see there is one decimal place here and one here. So together there is 2 decimal place in the LHS. And then again consider here, there is no decimal place here, that is 0, and there is 2 decimal places over here. So you can see 2 decimal place, 2 decimal place. So therefore, hence proved that the answer will be the same. So there are 2 ways in which you can do it. If you are asked to do it mentally, like for a 1 mark question, you may not solve this and simply use your common sense. Otherwise, you need to show the sum. Work both the ways, both the sides, and then find the answer. Okay. Now, moving on to the next question that we have got is divide. Now, always remember, division is possible. Now, what is a dividend? What is a divisor? What is a quotient? You need to understand that. For an example, you have to divide 6 with, for an example, 4. So, over here 6 is my dividend. 4 is my divisor. Now divide it. So 4 ones are 4. So this becomes my quotient and this becomes my remainder. So now we are well versed with everything, all the parts of it, parts of a division. Now always remember, there can be a decimal place or a decimal point in the dividend, that is this, but there shouldn't be any decimal place in the divisor. So this is the first rule that you have to see. That is, you can write it just for your note, that is, no decimal in divisor. There shouldn't be any decimal in the divisor. You have to do everything possible to remove the decimal point from the divisor. Now here in this question, there are decimal places in both dividend as well as divisor. So we need to do something to remove this decimal point from the divisor. So the first step we are going to do is simply write it down like this. Dividing 11.47 by 0.031 means 11.47 divided by 0.031. Now this we have written in a fraction form. Now we have to remove the decimal point from the divisor or the denominator. In that case, you see there are 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3. So simply multiply the given number with 1000 because there are 3 decimal places, so 1000 because there are 3 zeros in the 1000. So let's do it. We'll use a different color to make it more visible. See, 1, 2, 3. 3 decimal places, so multiply it with 1, 2, 3. 1000. Now whatever you have multiplied the denominator with, use the same with the numerator in order to keep the number same. So we will multiply the numerator as well with 1000. Doing so, over here the decimal point shifts once, twice and thrice. So there are no decimal places in the denominator, 31. That was my purpose. We'll do the same thing with the numerator as well. So here, because of 3 zeros, the decimal point will shift once, twice. Now it's done. Over, there is no other numbers here, so you will insert a 0 after this. So we are going to write 11470. 11470. Now simply we need to divide the number. So let's do it. 11470 divided by 31. Okay, so first you can see the first two digits are 11 less than 31, so we have to consider the first three numbers, that is 114. 31 is very close to 30, so we will take 31 into maybe 3. We will do it first and check answer. 31 into 3, we will get 93. See, so we will multiply 31 into 3, that is 93. Now 114 minus 93 is 21. Now the 7 shifts here. Now we have got 217. Now 31 into, let's check, 9. Let's check if it's possible. Into 9, no, it is exceeding. So let's take 8. Taking 8, we have got 248. Again exceeding. Let's take 7. So we've got 217. So we will take 217 by multiplying 31 into 7. So we'll write 7 over here. So this is done. Now the 0 shifts here. So 31 into 0 is 0. So this is over. We've got 370 as the answer. Always remember, when you've got the 0, you have to multiply the number with 0 and end it. You can't leave it this way because there is 0 remainder. You can't do it. You have to cancel it out. So that's why the answer is 370. So we're going to write the answer is 370. No decimal places at all. Moving on to the next question. We've got 10.832 by 0.16. Same step we're going to follow. That is 10.832, because you have got decimal places here in the divisor as well. So we need to follow that step. So 0.16. You can see in the divisor we have got 2 decimal places. So we need to multiply it with 100 because it has got 2 zeros. So let's do it. Multiply it with 100. Do the same thing with the numerator as well. Multiply it with 100. Doing so, here the decimal point shifts twice. So here we have got 16. That is no decimal place here in the divisor. So my purpose is served. Here again there are 2 zeros. So the decimal point will shift twice to the right. So once and twice. So it will come here. So it will become 1083.2. That is 1083.2. Now we are going to divide. Let's do it. 1083.2. And we need to divide the whole thing with 16. You can see 16 exceeds the first two digits 10. So we'll take 108 together. So 16 stable. If you're well versed with, you would know that the closest number that we can get is 16 into 6, that is 96. Into 6, 96. So 108 minus 96, we've got 12. Shift this 3 here, 123. Now multiply it with, let's check, 16 into 7 is 112, we know. 16 into 8 is 128, so it will exceed. So we'll take 16 into 7, that is 112. Deducted, so you get 1 and 1, 11. Now you can see before the 2 shifts down, we have got a decimal place over here. Right? So because you have got a decimal place over here, so the decimal place first will shift here in my quotient, and then only this 2 will move down here. So the first step will be shift the decimal place, and then the next number shifts down. So this is what we have done. We have got 112, and we know that 16 into 7 is 112. So 7, 1, 1, 2, and it gets cancelled. So my answer is 67.7. So we're going to write 67.7 as my answer. That's it. Moving on to the next question. See, we've got this. Again, this is a mental math sum. You can see we have got 108.54 divided by 9, and here we have got 1085.4. You have to find out with what we should divide this. Now, you can see here and here there is only one difference, that is the decimal point has shifted once to the right. And we know that for shifting the decimal point to the right, what we need to multiply it with, that is we have to insert one more 0 after this. That is, we have got 9 here, so we have to use what number at this places. It depends upon the number that we have got here. What I mean to say is you have got 108.54 here. So, and here we have got 1085.4. So you can see there is a difference between one decimal place. Here we have got two decimal place, and here we have got one decimal place. So for this purpose, and here we have got a sign, that is division, not multiplication. If it was multiplication, then we have to insert simply one more 0 after this. But over here, this is not the case. This is a division. So that is why for shifting the number, a decimal place, to the right, we have to simply add a decimal point over here, decimal place at this point. So my answer would become 0.990. Why? Because over here the decimal point has shifted once to the right. So we have to insert a 0 here. We can't shift the decimal point over here because there are no decimal points. 9 means 9.0. So in that case you have to insert a 0 at this point of time. You can check the answer 108.54. See, 108.54 divided by 9, we have got 12.04. If we shift the decimal place from here to here, then you can see you have to insert a 0 here in order to get the same answer, 90. Otherwise, you can see without inserting this 0, my decimal point of the answer also shifts once to the right. It means that if we are shifting, if we want to shift to the right and we do not change this, like if you have got 108.54 for an example, we are dividing it by 9. So if you're dividing it by 9, what do we get? We get 108.54. So see, you've got 12.06. So if you do it, we'll get 12.06. But you want to shift the decimal place from here to here. So this becomes 1085.4. If you do the same thing and divide it by 9 only, my answer will also shift to the right. In my answer also the decimal point will shift to the right. See, if we do the same thing and we just change this decimal point from 1085.4, you can see the decimal point also shifts from 12.06, it becomes 120.6. So that is why we have to add a 0 here in order to make it the same. So that's why if we make this 0, if we insert a 0 over here, or if we shift the decimal place over here, we have got no decimal place, so that's why you have to insert a 0. If we had a decimal point, then we would have shifted it to the right, and this will again cause the rightward shift to become the leftward shift. So my answer becomes 90. So we're going to write 90 because this decimal point have shifted from here to here, so we have to also insert a 0 over here so that my both the left hand side and the right hand side remains the same. Now convert into common fraction in lowest term. So we have got a decimal 0.35. Simply write down 35. There are two decimal places, so there will be 2 zeros. Now we have to write it in reduced form. Reduced form means the lowest term means you have to cancel this out as much possible. So 35 divided by 5 we get 7. 100 divided by 5 we get 20. It's not possible for us to solve it any further. No reduction possible, so 7 by 20 becomes my answer. Moving on to the next, 20.375. So we're going to write 20375, simply the number given without the decimal place. Now you can see decimal place 1 2 3, so here we will write 1 2 3 3 zeros, so this becomes 1000. Now again the same step, we have to reduce it. So divide 20375 by 5. What we get is 4075. Same thing here, 1000 we will divide by 5, we get 200. Again you see this 5 and there is 0, that means both are divisible by 5. So 200 divided by 5 we get 40, and on the other hand 4075 divided by 5 we will get 815. Once again there is 5 and 0 last digit in the units place, so both will be divisible by 5. So 815 divided by 5 we will write 163, and here 40 divided by 5 we will write 8. Now after this is all we can do. We can't cancel it any further, so we can simply write the answer in this manner, 163 by 8. Or we can also write this answer in mixed fraction, that is 163 by 8. 8 into 2 16. We've got this 3. 8 into 0 is 0. This 3 remains, so my answer is 23 by 8. So we can also write it 23 by 8 in mixed fraction. That is it. Moving on to the next question, we have to add the decimal. Simply write down 78.85, then 189.6. Always remember 189.6, so the decimal point will be just one after the other. So over here this, again we have got 72.925, so 72, again decimal point just after the given decimal point. So 925 we are going to write it after this, 925. You can see there are empty spaces over here, so if you want you can insert zeros at that empty places to avoid confusion. So there are zeros, it means the same thing, 189.6 and 189.60 or 189.600. As many zeros you want to add, doesn't make a difference. Now we're going to simply add the numbers. So we've got 5 here, 5 plus 2 we have got 7, 8 plus 6 plus 9 we've got 23. This decimal point, put it over here just below other decimal points that we have got. Now we have got 8 plus 2 10 plus 9 19 plus 2 21. Then we have got 7 plus 2 9, 9 plus 8 9 plus 8 plus 7, so we've got 24, and 2 plus 1 we've got 3. That is it. So my answer becomes 341.375. Moving on to the next question. Number 7, evaluate. So we need to evaluate this. For this thing, first pick out all the numbers that are positive. The first positive number that we have got is 16.1, because this is the first number that we have nothing written before this. It means it's a positive number. Again, this is a positive number because a plus sign is given here. So first we are going to simply add the positive numbers. That is 16.1 and 12.86. Always remember to insert decimal places just after what is given. You can't write it this manner, 16.1 and then 12.86. This is the wrong way of writing it. Always decimal places one after the other. Now simply add 6 and here there is 0, nothing, so 6 and 0. So we are going to write 6 0 6, 8 plus 1 9. Insert the decimal place. 6 plus 2 8 and we've got what? 1 plus 1 2. Now we are left with the negative numbers, that is 7 and 9.9. So we'll add the negative numbers. 7 means 7.0, so we'll write it this manner, and 9.9. So we have got 9 and we have got 7 plus 9, that is 16. Insert the decimal place here, so we have got 16.9. The numbers that are given with red is actually the negative numbers, and with the blue, that's the positive number. So we are going to subtract 16.9 from 28.96. So let's do it. We are going to write 16.9 here. So 16, and right after the decimal place you have got this 0.9. You can also insert a 0 here for simplicity purpose. And now we're going to simply find out the sum. Subtract. Now 6 minus 0, we've got 6. 9 minus 9 0. Insert the decimal place. Then we are going to write 8 minus 6, we've got 2, and 2 minus 1 1. So we've got the answer 12.06. So you can check the whole process. I'll give you a while to check it out. Now we're moving on to the next question. Convert percentage into equivalent fraction. Always remember, this percentage sign actually means divided by 100. So 90% actually means 90 by 100. So keeping these basics right, we are going to move on to the sums. Okay, 50% into equivalent fraction. So simply 50% means by 100. Cancel it out. 50 into 2 is 100. So you'll write half. So 1 by 2. This is in the reduced form. Try and write everything in the reduced form, even if it is not asked in the question. Moving on, number B, 628%. So 6 to 8 divided by 100, because there is a percentage sign. Now you can see 628 deducted with 2, we get 314. 100 divided by 2, we get 50. Again 314 divided by 2, we've got 157, and 50 divided by 2, we have got 25. So my answer is 157 by 25. Also, if you want, you can write it in this manner: 157 by 25. So 25 into 6 is 150. We've got 7 here. So my answer becomes 7 by 25. So 6 7 by 25. So you can also write it in this manner. That's it. Moving on to the next question, we have got 14.5%. So firstly, 14.5%. So first of all, 14 into 2, that is 28, plus 1, 29. So first let's write it down, 29 by 2 in simple improper fraction. Now there's a percentage sign, it means this divided by 100. So 29 by 2, what is the rule for dividing a number in fraction? Convert this division into multiplication, and this 100 actually means 100 by 1. So we'll use the reciprocal of 100, that is 1 by 100. So the answer is 29 by 200. That's it. No further deduction possible. Okay. Moving on. Next question. 99 1 by 3%. Again, the same step we are going to follow. 99 into 3, that is 297, plus 1, that is 298. So simply write 298 by 3. This is actually the improper fraction of 99 1 by 3. Now this divided by 100. 100 actually means 100 by 1. That's what you have to remember. So 298 by 3 into 100 by 1 becomes 1 by 100. So we've got 298 in the numerator, and we have got 300 in the denominator. 3 into 100. See, it's possible for us to divide the numbers by 2. So 298 by 2, it becomes 149. 300 would become 150. So my answer is 149 by 150. That is it. Some of you have asked me to keep my screen freezed for some time. So that's why. Have a look. Moving on to the next sum, we've got 12.5%. Again, the same thing. 12 into 2, 24 plus 1, 25. So simply write the number 25 by 2. That is the mixed fraction into improper fraction. Percentage means divided by 100. So this divide by 100. 100 means 100 by 1, we know. Now 25 by 2. This division becomes multiplication, and the 100 by 1 becomes the reciprocal, that is 1 by 100. Now 25 and 100 possible to divide, it becomes 4. So my answer is 1 and 4 and 2, that is 2 4s are 8. So 1 by 8 is my answer. Okay. Now once you have done with this, we are going to move to the next question. Convert into percentage. Now 6 1 by 4. We have to convert this into percentage. Always remember a simple basic rule. That is, if we want to convert a decimal or a fraction, anything, doesn't make a difference. Both are the same, only the representation is different. So if you're going to convert a decimal or a fraction into percentage, always remember we have to multiply it by 100, and for vice versa we have to go into divide it by 100. So that's what we have done. Here in this question a percentage was given, so we need to convert a percentage into fraction. So we were doing percentage to fraction. So that's why, see, percentage to fraction, we were doing division. And here in the question is given, we have to convert into percentage. So fraction into percentage. So you see, we have to multiply the number into 100. Now we have got 6 1 by 4. So first convert it into improper. So 6 into 4, 24 plus 1, 25. So we have got 25 by 4 into 100. Because we are going to find the percentage of it. Now 4 and 100, if we divide, we get 25. So 25 into 25, it is 625. So my answer is 625 percentage. Moving on to the next question, 11 by 20. Again, converting a fraction into percentage means multiply the given number with 100. Let's do it. 10 and 2 gets cancelled. We get 5. 5 into 11. 55%. Remember, putting this percentage sign is very, very important when we are converting. Otherwise, you don't get any mark. Next, 8.254. And we need to convert it into percentage. So, into 100. Now, see, this is a simple mental math sum. 2 zeros. So, the decimal point shifts once, twice to the right. So it becomes 825.5. 825.4. See, decimal point shifts twice. Moving on to the next question. Convert into decimal. Now we are given a number. We have to convert it into decimal. We have got 25 by 4. Now we can do it in two ways. First, Simply divide the number. 25 by 4, we know 4 into 6 is 24. 1 remainder. Insert a decimal point here and also 0 over here. Now my answer becomes 10. So 4 into 2 is 8. So 2 remainder. Again insert a 0. 4 into 5 is 20. And finally we are done. So this is one way to which we can follow. There's also another way you can follow, that is simply 25 by 4 that you have got. Try and make the denominator as something which is a multiple of 10, that is 10, 100, 1000, something like that. 4 into 25 is 100. So 4 into 25, multiply 25 in the numerator as well. Doing so, we get 4 into 25, 100. And 25 into 25, we get 625. Now you see there are 2 zeros. So the decimal point will become 6.25. 2 zeros, so 2 decimal places. So this is also a way you can do it. Whichever you feel right and easy, you can follow that. So this is one method. And the other method is in this blue color. For avoiding confusion, I'm writing the whole thing in red color. So this is 25 and 25. So this is red one is a method and something written in the blue one is another method. So this is OR. You can follow any of this. So this or this. Moving on to the next question, we've got 25%. So this is very simple. 25%, that is 25 by 100, because of the percentage sign, this is divided by 100. Now simply 0.25, because there are 2 zeros, so the decimal place will be 2 here. So we'll insert a point just before that. So this becomes 0.25. Moving on to 37.5%. It means 37.5 divided by 100. Or what you can do is divided by 100. So for doing this, the decimal point will always shift to the left because we are dividing. For multiplication, it shifts to the right. For division, it shifts to the left. So because this is a sum from division, this will shift 1 to 2 zeros, so twice to the left, once and twice. So the answer becomes 0.375 after left decimal shift. Okay, so once we are done with it, we'll move to the next one. We've got 0.16 and we need to convert this into 0.16. This is already a decimal. So what we can do it, we can insert a percentage sign over here. Because the given question is already in decimal, we don't need to do anything. So if it's given, for an example, 0.16, so in that case 0.16% means divided by 100. Once again, there are 2 zeros, so the decimal point shifts once and twice to the left. So this becomes 0.0016. So my answer becomes 0.0016. Now this is it. Moving on to the next question, we've got 7 by 125. Simply we will follow the first process, 7 by 125. Now think of a number with which if we multiply 125, we'll get a number close to a multiple of 10. It will be 125 into 8. How will you understand this? It's very commonsensical. See, 125 into anything can't be 10. It can't be 100 as well. It has to be more than 100. So more than 100 is 1000. So if we divide 1000 by 100, you see 125 into 8 is 1000. So multiply the same with the numerator as well. Doing so, we get 125 into 8000 and 7 into 8, 56. Now you see we have got 3 zeros. So 0 point, there will be 3 numbers after the decimal place. We have got 56 here, so insert 56 here, and because there are no numbers here, so we can insert a 0 here. So my answer becomes 0.056. That's it. Moving on to the next question, 2549 by 50. Simply write 25 in this manner and 49 by 50. Multiplying 50 with 2 and this also with 2. Leave this as it is. This is a whole number. So you write 25 as it is. 49 into 2 is 98 and 50 into 2 is 100. So there are two zeros. So there will be two decimal places, that is 0.98. So my answer becomes, for the whole number 25 25 and for 98 by 100 0.98. Together this becomes 25.98. That is it.